It doesn't always upload right away. Am I on? Hello, everybody! I did not think we were going to make it. Hybrid, I told you I would make the reference, and you're going to get it because we are live right here in the EIF network, live in the studio apartment, and we are getting ready for the BFG match 2016. So, for those of you for those of you that are just like tuning in, like wondering like what's really going on, whatever, this was a hellhole for the first time, at least to me, with Twitch in over a year. Just a lot of technical problems, but we are here, happy. Last night I had a perfect intro prepared. Tonight I was just hoping that we were going to be able to make it work, and damn, we're on right now. Even though, okay, last night when it was not working, quick behind the scenes information for you guys. Last night when I thought we were on air, I did like a quick 2-minute intro, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's not working," which has happened before. But when that happened, it did tell me I was broadcasting, like in the bottom of my screen. And right now, even though, you know, everybody's like, oh, yeah, we're on the network right now, now it's not telling me that we're broadcasting. So, I mean, as long as everybody sees it, I'm fine. You know, that's cool. But, yeah, so just wanted to let you guys know. But anyway, enough with the side talk. Everybody knows what's going to happen, and if you don't know by the title of this video, then let's keep you guys up to pace. We have one guaranteed finalist. His name is Aaron Phantom. In this year's 2016 BFG, he will, for the first time ever, make it to the final round and look to win it as the number 9 seed. His opponent will be determined by our matchup coming up next. The final semi-final series in this year's tournament. It's a best of 5 between the number 2 seed Greedy and the number 3 seed Hostile Exile. This is Greedy's first time in the semifinals. Hostile Exile is looking to win his first semifinal series. He has been here before. And obviously, much like Aaron, whoever wins between these two for the first time in their career will make the trip to the finals of the 2016 Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament. A couple of notes on that, mainly being the date of the finals. It has now not confirmed. Reason being is because in the last couple of years, we have been able, Untame, make the party invite only, but we have been able to do the finals actually at Collision Course, our June pay-per-view, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anymore, unfortunately, because these competitors that are going to be in the finals are also likely to be in matches already scheduled. We already know Aaron's confirmed for the Undisputed Superstar Championship match at the pay-per-view, and so because of that, the BFG finals might actually be taking place. They will not be taking place unannounced, but it's highly likely that they won't take place on a show. So we'll get more information for that going your way. Anyway, Hostile and Greedy are already aware of the rules. We talked with them last night. We talked with them days before. We talked with them a little bit even today. So let's just go ahead and get this thing rolling before it gets bad. Hybrid Maniac will be in attendance to watch and keep track of taunts as well. The match is now up. We ask that the competitors please join. Again, this is a best of 5 for those that did not see the semifinal round. The first superstar to get 3 victories over their opposition will be declared the winner. Also, that superstar, as I said, will move on to the finals. And if you did not watch any of our other semifinals or quarterfinal series, then you will also not know, and now be informed of, the fact that following each match, we will click rematch. This will just help in the process of time constraints. We understand that all of you have important things to do, as do us right here at the EIF. You know, there's other things outside of games. But either way, we are getting set here finally for a match that many people are calling the finals, and that's a knock on Aaron, who I am sure, if not able to watch live, will certainly be reviewing this tape to get an opportunity to scout out his competition for the finals. But Hostile Exile and Greedy, many are calling this the true that after the quarterfinal round, before the semis even started, they said this is going to determine who wins this tournament. So that's a very bold prediction made by the majority, and Aaron's going to have to look to debunk those thoughts. But more importantly, for these two, they're going to have to make sure that they take that, because whoever wins out of this series, you don't want to walk any series in this BFG thinking you're guaranteed the win. We saw that become a case in point a couple times this year, not necessarily even in series, but in one-on-one matchups. Deathlock and Midnight Mayfire easily could be an example there. Greedy and Pepsi, Pepsi thinking you had the number of Greedy after beating him last year in the tournament. Not so much this year. So there's definitely a lot of things that can turn. I mean, hell, Hostile and Beatdown. Hostile went down 1-0 in the quarterfinals, rallied from behind. Both these men were in all three stages, and so we do hear the crowd noise. We are just getting set. Oh, and Greedy disconnected. So hold your thought. Don't get too excited. This match will be delayed. We're now beyond the 24-hour, or rightfully around the 24-hour. This match was originally supposed to start. So, and real quick to the people that were looking forward to it last night, we do this so much on the network, so it's like I think after a while it becomes kind of annoying or redundant for you, our viewers. But we really do apologize, and these technical difficulties just cannot be controlled for the most part. And I can tell you, and a number of superstars that were with us last night will speak on my behalf and the league's behalf in saying that, we tried for over 30 minutes, multiple different techniques to just make sure we could get on air. And it didn't happen, unfortunately, but, we're happy that we got something going now. There's a lot of concern because even tonight we were supposed to get on at 8 Eastern. It's obviously an hour past that. And so we're just happy to be on, but Greedy, are you back on the game? Oh, cool. All right, so hopefully hopefully that's a one-time thing. I mean, in fairness, it has happened. So, all right, we went ahead and remade this match. It is up, yes. And of course, if Hostile were to advance, well, he won't be able to be in the BFG at Collision Course because this year, just like many other Collision Course pay-per-views, including last year's even, Hostile will be walking in as the undisputed world champion. He's the undisputed world champion for the first time since Fear is Reality back at the end of January. So it's been around 4 months. Yes, you did. You lost to Greedy last year. But Hostile, though, more times than not, has a very good track record at Collision Course. In fact, the Undisputed World Championship actually has a very good track record. I believe Greedy is the only person, either one or two out of the... Yeah, I was going to say, by the way, guys, ready up. But that's fine, that happens then. But yeah, so the Undisputed World Championship has actually been defended 5 times out of the 6 total Collision Course pay-per-views, and only 1 time has it changed hands. So Hostile is walking into some history that is fairly favorable to him. And just to give you an idea, a lot of people take history and they say, all right, well, history is just that. It's history. Keep in mind, these are normally multi-man defenses, and may I remind you that one of the world champions that walked in and walked out was DZ even. So, this pay-per-view clearly favors a world champion. And also, we want to remind everybody before this match starts that next week's show schedule will be posted probably by the end of tonight on the activity alerts. So if you don't feel like typing it to somebody, just tell your buddy, hey, check the activity feed out on Xbox One. Maybe Tripod on Twitter will be posting it. But they are going to be Tuesday, Wednesday again. I know last week we did a Monday, Tuesday, but we've been pretty consistent with Tuesdays and Wednesdays. This Tuesday, we've got Superstardom from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. That's on May 31st, so that's ending the month. And we got ED kicking the month off of June, Wednesday, June 1st, 5 p.m. Eastern. So Hybrid's going to get counted out right now. And speaking of EIF Network, obviously we're on it, right? Well, following Superstardom this Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m., immediately following Superstardom, or I guess I should say a few minutes following the end of Superstardom on Tuesday, EIF Let's Play Episode 2 will debut. and it is going to feature Halo 5 Guardians. Witness some of the EIF superstars, along with myself, like you never would inside the ring as superstars take it outside the ring. We are now going to be trading in our cars and soccer balls, even though those are both usable items on Halo, for guns and gear, as we will be heading online doing some matchmaking. I did specify that Halo 5 does not mean it would be the only Halo title. Obviously, Forge, much more popular on Master Chief Collection, things such as that, so we might go to those games as well. All right, the following contest is our final semi-final bout in this year's Battle for Glory All-Stars Tournament. Introducing first, in the top left corner, from Chicago, Illinois, representing the number 3 overall seed, the undisputed world champion, Hostile Exile. And across the his opponent, the number 2 overall seed, Greedy. All right, guys, remember, best of 5. This is game 1. Don't forget to hit rematch afterward. Hostile, are you ready? Greedy, are you ready? All right, guys, good luck. Ding, ding, ding. We are underway. Both these men went through a preliminary round. They went to the maximum of 3 matches in the quarterfinal series. This is their 5th match for each competitor in this year's tournament. Match number 5, and this series could go as many as 5 if they keep it up. That is what Midnight Mayfire and Aaron did. It was the 2nd series in EIF history of the semifinals, of the 9 semifinal series that we have saw. The 2nd one to go to 5 games, and Greedy and Hostile Exile going at it now. Hostile, last time he was this far was the very first Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament in 2012. Ironically enough, Hostile, be careful. That could potentially have been called just because of the way you did it. Okay, my bad. Anyway, though, as I was saying, though, that was where Hostile was last this far into the tournament. He lost in 4 games to the number 7 seed, Brutality, who at that time would go on to win his first of 3 consecutive tournaments. Hostile was also the number 1 seed and the undisputed world champion at that time. So obviously he's not the number 1 seed anymore, but a little bit of irony there as Hostile goes head deep into Greedy, and a boot to the face of Greedy. Both men getting by a couple of obstacles. Greedy had to get past, of course, I cannot think of his name right now. I don't know. James Arkoffel. I knew. I don't know why I was on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, Greedy taking James Arkoffel and really essentially dominating him in that preliminary round. What, Hostile? Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know how I wouldn't have known that. But, yeah, as you see, Greedy certainly marking his territory, as you can, I guess, say there on the back of his shirt. Taking out James in rather quick fashion. He followed that up. Particular certainly left Greedy hanging for a moment there, thinking that his BFG was hanging in the balance, but was certainly able to battle back. And, hey, how about Hostile? Didn't necessarily have an easier road than Greedy. He had to go up against a friend, Wicked Jr., and Hostile's ties to friendships in EIF have at times been questioned, but he's also been known to be a little merciful to them, and Wicked Jr. may have been given a little bit of breathing room in that matchup back at Hardcore Sacrifice, but Hostile took care of business. And then he went one-on-one with the at-time X-Division champion Beatdown, who made his BFG debut this year after having a sensational 2015 and a pretty decent start to 2016 already. He's held the X-Division and the IC title. Hostile taking out Beatdown after falling behind 1-0 in that best of 3. He rallied behind. He's the only superstar thus far this year to rally from a 1-0 deficit and win the series. Midnight rallied from 0-2, and now Hostile showing the loving side. He can be merciless, but he can be a little merciful. Shout out to Merciless, guy that left EIF for reasons I will not say on the network, but I do not like you if you hear me. Anyway, Hostile with his second ring escape. Hostile on the apron, referee down. It's a Lizman move. He was a heavyweight. Shout out to Lizman. German suplex connects for Greedy to Hostile, who has a finisher, by the way, and Hostile in a much better health standpoint than Greedy. You know, I talked with both these guys. A lot of training been going on, but I got to be honest with you. I think, and this may be shocking to many, I think Hostile's put in harder work as of the last couple of days here training. You know, a lot of people would think Hostile would lay this one off. He's not known to play the game as much. You know, the reality is Hostile to many is out of his prime. He has passed his prime in this league. Been here for 6 years, long tenured veteran, well over 400 matches, and a big super kick. Well rocked into the jaw of Hostile, and Greedy showing some bravado. Hostile with a reversal there, and Greedy to the outside with his first ring escape. Second, okay. 2-2. Hypermaniac doing the great wonders, and Greedy is out of ring escapes now. I should let everybody know, ring escapes and taunts, as well as the finisher counts, will be reset match by match, and Hostile with the baseball slide, and then some. And you know, this is a really different attitude we're seeing from Hostile Exile, so kudos to him. Greedy thrusting that shoulder into the chest of Hostile, and will take ring advantage, and perhaps a little trying. Greedy will take it. Hostile. Side. Hostile with a big spear. It was a signature. And he's got two finishers in hand. I do not believe that was spear 4, was it? I can tell you that was finisher 1, though. That was spear 4? Oh, yeah, my bad. 2. I am so out of touch. I'm like Vince McMahon. But either way, it is a 1-0 finisher count. Make that corrected. 1-1. It was 1-1. Greedy with a running finisher. Didn't get all of it. Did he get enough? No. So as I said, Greedy not getting the full rate there. Just a little bit of a clip. They both miss each other with the feet. And we're all gnawed up here. Pop-up power bomb connecting for Greedy. And Greedy going downstairs on Hostile. Anything you can do, I can do better. And Hostile having Greedy run straight into a boot, and a boot again, this time of the finishing kind. Isn't enough to put Greedy away. The 2 count and no more. Greedy used comeback. We saw it not really work out too well for one Midnight Mayfire in the semifinals against Aaron. It doesn't look like this one will work out too much better for Greedy. No, but he will, at the very least, now has a signature due to some offense from the apron. Both men out of ring escapes, I might add. And Hostile missing that drop kick. Greedy didn't have a finisher, so that was one of few times that it's okay to do that. Greedy with a waistlock slam, and now a finisher in hand, potentially a tying finisher. Hostile with a reversal. And Greedy returning the favor. DDT connects. Greedy rolling Hostile over onto his back and sitting on Hostile by stealing the finisher. Hooks the leg. And, oh, wait a minute, the referee better see this. Greedy's got his feet on the rope. The referee doesn't see it, and no, Hostile still able to kick out. And you know, the AI referee, which many believe has almost no value in this game based on the fact that this is a league, you could not be more wrong. In this BFG, the officials have deemed to be some of the most important factors in this year's installment of the tournament. We have seen the referees fail to call rope breaks. We have seen them call rope breaks on sometimes. We have seen dirty pin used. We have seen disqualification used. We have seen count out used. The officials have been very involved. And Greedy right now getting reversed. Hostile Exile, they scoop and a slam. And so both men have used comeback. Both men have used their 3 ring escapes. They are draining each other. And Hostile with another taunt. So it is a 2-2 finisher count. This is game 1 if you are just now tuning in. It is a game 1 out of a best-of-5 series. The winner of this will move on to the EIF Battle for Glory 2016 final round. A best-of-7 with the number 9 seed Aaron Phantom. It would be the first time these two would ever move on to the finals. Aaron is in his first time. And I may be wrong here. I'd have to do some, I guess, history lookup. But off memory, I also believe it would be the first time in any round that one of these two would face Aaron in the BFG history. So that is additional history. As Hostile with a nice sunset flip. It was a signature. And that was 4 seconds. Hostile could not have gotten closer. Hostile could not have gotten closer. That was seriously by a hair. Hostile's going to have to be careful. And he's going to have to be careful here. He's got his feet on the rope. The referee isn't going to call it, and Hostile's going to get the Game 1 victory. A suspect finisher. It was right on the dot. We counted our heads. It was 4, man. I'm telling you. I count them in my head. I'm telling you it was 4. If he would have waited a hair later, don't forget to hit rematch, guys, but if he would have hit it a hair later, trust me, it would have been called. So, bad news and good news. The bad news for Greedy is that he is down 1-0. The good news for Greedy is he has seen 2 examples in the past. Although they did not have the finish to them, he has seen 2 examples of both Midnight Mayfire and Pepsi Killer that have rallied from behind. However, the only thing is in the 9 semifinal series, the person that wins Game 1 has won 8 of the 9 series. You'd have to go all the way back to 2012 to find the other one. That was Legendary Chaos after Icon won Game number 1. All right, Hostile, you ready? Greedy, you ready? Ding, ding, ding! And so Greedy with a win here can instantly at least guarantee a avoiding of a sweep, could guarantee a Game 4. And as I said, we have had 9 semifinal series. 8 of the 9 semifinals. When a player wins Game 1, they have moved on to the final round. The only time was Legendary Chaos at number 3 and Icon at number 4. When Icon won Game 1 of the 2012 semifinals, Chaos rallied for 3 straight wins and moved on in a Game 4 advance. Greedy missing the right hand. Hostile running into a German suplex. Greedy now. Of course, this is the 10th semifinal series. Greedy going off the rope. Hostile in the ring and a big boot to welcome him back. Greedy now picking up Hostile. Couple of lefts, now the right. Now the right back kick. And Greedy just comboing away on Hostile, backing him up. And now, oh! Poison missed, apparently legal. And Greedy, you can see he's got that gravitational grip somehow. I don't know if there's magnets in his hand or what. He didn't clearly have the face, but whatever, science, people. Hostile Exile picked up and dropped, and so Hostile with a very good start in Game 1. We're seeing the very opposite here in Game 2, and this is something that Hostile really wants to get over. This is a guy, we talk about it, a longtime veteran, and you can't really say much difference about Greedy. Greedy's been here just a year less than Hostile, but both these guys, they've had some time away from the league. They've experienced main event success. They're both Hall of Fame superstars. There's not a whole lot to add to the resume. If you're Hostile Exile, especially, with all due respect to Greedy, you've got Hostile and you know, just the things he's done. But you know, there's one thing that's on that is on that list of to-do things. It's on that bucket list, and it's to be the BFG champion. At the very least, make it to the finals. There's 2 guys that I can think of right off the top of my head that have competed in this tournament numerous times that a lot of people, not just myself, but a lot of others will agree, never got their chance to shine in the finals. One is Raymond, the other one is Hostile Exile. Raymond isn't here anymore. Hostile is the lone wolf in that aspect, and he'd love to be able to get over the hill and yet again add another accolade to his resume, something that he has never had before, a BFG tournament championship. However, Greedy followed a similar path of hostile exile. At WrestleMania, Greedy won Money in the Bank. Hostile's done that. At WrestleMania, Greedy cashed in. Hostile's done that. Greedy was in the Superstardom main event this year. Hostile did it for the world. They have both won multiple world championships. They debuted 1 year apart, and both had, I guess, surprising careers given where their debut started. As Hostile battling back here, although being out of reversals, he is still in somewhat of a favorable position, just given that Greedy doesn't have a finisher yet, and he's not going to get one until Hostile gains that reversal back. Oh, I'm sorry, Greedy does have a finisher, but he could be on his way to his second here with that signature and possibly 1 or 2 moves away. He can't really expect Hostile to use a reversal right now. Greedy with 2 finishers. Does he elect to do it? No. Greedy stole one of Hostile's finishers. Hostile out of reversals. And his spear got reversed too, and Hostile will roll out. But Greedy is also out of reversals, so if Hostile could maybe get in the ring and maintain offense, but Greedy clearly, after falling behind 1-0, very, very different. We said we saw a different Hostile at the start of this series. Well, we're seeing a different Greedy, and this is something that guys that maybe aren't as experienced, like Midnight Mayfire, had a really difficult time in terms of changing things up when they needed to. As Greedy rolls Hostile over, brings him up to both feet. Left hand, right back kick. Again, he's getting Hostile to use those reversals. Hostile running, and he ran right back, and he ran into a big boot. 1-0 finisher count. Can Greedy guarantee 4 games? Not just yet. But notice, Greedy's going to get another finisher, make it 2-0. Off a tombstone and a jumping one at that. Rest in peace for the BFG. 1, 2, and Hostile again. And, you know, it goes hand in hand. I mean, the series changes so much between the difference if Greedy gets a 1-1 series tie or if Hostile gets a 2-0 lead and puts Greedy on the brink of elimination. It's such a different feeling. Greedy still, as you guys can tell, very healthy, a much better matchup from Greedy. And like I said, you know, being the veteran that he is, this was something that that Greedy struggled in his whole career mostly, up until last year when he really learned to nail down that consistency. And when he lost a beat, he got it right back and then some. And like I said, you know, all due respect to Midnight Mayfire, as Greedy has leverage pin and could win off of this to make it tied, and he does! So a dominating game 2 for Greedy. We are guaranteed no sweeps in the semifinals. And so Hybrid will get in once more, but now it is Hostile that must make adjustments. And as we said, you know, Greedy just really able to turn the page like that. And with all due respect to Midnight Mayfire, as I was saying, just something he really seemed not to be able to do until it was kind of too late with Aaron. Some say he even got lucky with Tripod that he was able to hang in it as long as he did. A lot of mistakes on the board for him. Still a very valiant effort that he got all the way to a Game 5 in the semifinals, 1 win away from an appearance in the BFG finals. And now these two are both 2 wins away. 3 matches still up for grabs. We're guaranteed at least 2 more. Hostile's, the farthest he has ever made it is a Game 4 in these semifinals, when Brutality eliminated him in 2012. Will that be a repeat? All right, guys, Game 3. Greedy, are you ready? Hostile, you good? All right. Ding, ding, ding. And the first strike belongs to the higher seed, the number 2 seed. And the number 2 seed has made it to the finals multiple times, as has the number 3. Number 3 seed has been represented by both Hybrid Maniac as well as Legendary Chaos. Their respective years were 2014 and 2012. And the number 2 seed was represented last year by Ratluck, the winner, and in 2013 by Tony Vinn. So And that's actually a really something I actually didn't even realize going into this. You know, all 5 years of the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament, either the 2 or 3 seed has been in the finals. I did not realize that. And of course, Aaron, the first 9 seed and the lowest under seed in BFG history to advance all the way to the finals. Before that, it was Brutality in 2012 at number 7. And of those 4, I might add, of those 4, the 2 2s and the 2 3 seeds that have advanced in the 4 years, only one of them emerged victorious in the finals. That was Ratluck last year at number 2, defeating Ratluck in 7 games. Hostile on the apron, diving, trying to get back in. Better start by Hostile certainly in this game, running. Grapple connects. Although not to say, Greedy's trying to repeat that performance, but again, we talk about this adjustments. Well, Hostile's doing that right now. A big right hand swelling up the jaw of Greedy. Twice as nice, says Hostile. He's almost got Greedy out of green, but he is going to get him out of the ring off a ring escape. And these two have both been kind of pulling that tripod card and just consistently making sure they're using their ring escapes. These matches between these two have had a much more quick pace and flow to them. Hostile, oh, he got caught. German suplex, and off the ropes does not work for Hostile this time. He was great with that in WWE 13. And oh, Hostile playing possum and able to take advantage. And oh, Greedy brings it right back. Greedy just taking it right now and dishing it back, and that's what you need to do in this tournament. I mean, you gotta stay on it. Greedy will likely get Hostile out of green here as well, but these guys are staying right on the bar with each other here in Game 3. Again, it is a 1-1 series tie, best of 5. Both men 2 wins away. And a power bomb delivered. Sorry about that. I'm back now with commentary there. I had a mic difficulty. My mic popped out. But either way, Hostile Exile dropping down. The referee at the count of 1. And Hostile with a right back kick. STO delivered. Stomp, Greedy out of reversals, and Greedy oh no! Greedy not able to take advantage just yet. And this is big. This is big. The first finisher should belong to Hostile in Game 3, and it does not. Well, and I guess I didn't realize how healthy Greedy still is, but obviously if you're Hostile, you're going to go marathon mode right now and try and get all the offense you can. And if you're Greedy, you got to be careful here, because you do not want to use that reversal instantly and put Hostile in the position he's in right now. He's able to get Greedy almost completely out of yellow, and he did. Hostile with a taunt, and an arrogant one. And notice the reversal counts and how important they are. 3-1 right now. Sunset flip signature. Hostile with 2 finishers. Greedy with just 1 reversal. Cesaro stomp to the ribs and another kick right back. And Hostile is left and right teeing off, and he's going to culminate it with a finisher. Center of the ring. Hostile drop it. Hostile's got to pin him. Hostile's got to cover Greedy. And he does. 1, 2. Off 1 finisher maybe? No. Those were things that had happened to Greedy in past games, getting pinned early. And neither of these two have certainly made the distance that guys like Aaron and Midnight did in the semifinals. That's something either of these men would have to watch out for. Aaron is a guy who can kick out of 4 finishers, sometimes even 5. And Hostile again going downstairs on Greedy. 1-0 finisher lead for number 3, Hostile Exile, who has consistently been a great, we mentioned he's only made it to the semifinals, only the 2nd time in 5 years, but never once lost in the preliminaries. Perfect 5-0 record in that opening round for Hostile. So he always makes at least a run for it in the BFG. And Hostile has to be careful with those taunts. And stunner from Hostile. And Greedy is doing a good job there right now. He's conserving those reversals, saving them up, and Hostile has no stamina right now. Or at least not enough, but he is gaining that now. Greedy has been on the ground, and Greedy really needs to get back here. His RT button might be broken. Hostile might be sensing that. And, oh, Hostile getting Greedy to play possum there, or Hostile playing possum, I should say, making Greedy think that was a finisher, but that one wasn't. Greedy wasn't ready to reverse it. 2-0. 1, 2. And Hostile wins game 3. 2-1 series lead for Hostile. We will hit rematch game 4. Could be the last one. Greedy will look to be the third superstar to force a game 5. And Hostile will look to be the third number 3 seed. And for the first time in his career, go on to the finals of the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament. So again, this is game 4 if you are just now tuning in. It is a best of 5. Greedy has 1 win. Hostile Exile has 2. Greedy is the number 2 seed. Hostile is the number 3. And Hostile looking for that number here. Win number 3 and win number 6 total. It takes 10 wins to win the BFG crown. Hostile Exile is halfway there. 5 down, 5 to go. And it starts here. Greedy must rebound. All right, guys, game 4. Hostile, if you win, you're moving on. Greedy, if you win, we go to game 5. Greedy, are you ready? Hostile, are you ready? All right, good luck, guys. Ding, ding, ding. And they both went a little early there, preemptive, and now Hostile with the first strike here in game 4. So Greedy on the brink of elimination for the first time in this year's tournament. And he has got to make sure that he goes. Greedy was a favorite to win this tournament, I might add, as well. A lot of people predicting Greedy to go all the way, even at the beginning. Hostile actually received less predictions to go to the finals than Greedy did. Hostile thrown back first into the turnbuckle, and that's something that just motivates Hostile. You know, he wants to prove his doubters wrong. We mentioned Hostile being out of his prime, and people saying, you know, this guy is past his potential in this league. Well, you know what? He's the EIF World Champion again for the umpteenth summer, it feels like. And he could always potentially go on to the finals. But take a look right now. Hostile may have the health advantage, but look at those reversals. And you know, in WWE 2K16, that is important. It is a 3-to-1 reversal ratio. Hostile will bail out. Now, Hostile has the count of 10, and he has the taunt number of 5. Now make it 4 left. Hostile can stretch this count. He's already gained a second reversal back. And you got to wonder, with Greedy being on the brink of elimination, would Greedy go as far as to maybe try and win by count out? Oh, Hostile botching a diving move. I think Greedy hitting that top rope while Hostile was trying to get in may have stumped up the number 3. And Hostile again using a reversal. Hostile running grapple again. He stood his ground. Greedy, I think, was trying to get him, but is Greedy going to try and get that 4th reversal? I don't know, but he does use a ring escape. Hostile diving awkwardly. Baseball slide misses. Who's going to get the offense? It's going to be Hostile with an STO. Stomp. He's really trying to trigger Greedy into using those reversals right now. Greedy is going to get reversal 4 back. Hostile on his way to 2. Hostile again running grapple. Greedy is out of green. Something he is never out of in real life, if you catch my drift. Hostile, calm down that move. Oh, and a nice forearm. Hostile rocked him. A little bit of mixed animation. Hey, Greedy used it. Greedy used it. It has happened. Let's be honest, Greedy, let's be honest. That has happened. I've seen people exit the ring and then come back in and get hit with an attitude adjustment from James without even coming back in the ring. Like, the game pulls them back in. That does happen. So, again, though, I will let everybody know, and I should mention it because this is the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament. Anything can be reviewed, and that is why we did not do this match without streaming last night. We wanted to ensure that any potential flaws that one may have found would be able to be reviewed. Hostile with the right hand after botching the grapple, and then over the top rope and out. And again, as we said, Greedy, you know, remember, Greedy, anything can be reviewed, dude. So if you would like, you are more than welcome to, you know, take this case if you feel there is one to brutality, and he will assist you. Hostile. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. So Hostile will be giving one free grapple to Greedy on account of spamming. The first error in this series. And this is good for Greedy because obviously his confidence isn't feeling that great right now, but a Pail of Justice could help him. Greedy just standing over Hostile now, grabbing him by the hair and throwing him back. Hostile with some comments, and so now here in the nitty-gritty stages is, Greedy with a ground and pound offense now on Hostile, but again, now the more nitty-gritty stages of this series, a little bit of turmoil between these two, and what's Greedy doing? He doesn't want to, you don't want to eliminate yourself off of that, but of course Greedy may be thinking finisher. Oh, and another beautiful uppercut by Hostile. You cannot deny that was good. That looked good. Also with a stomp, and you know, and we said this with the Midnight and Aaron series, the deeper you go into this tournament, on one end you're more excited, the other end you realize, and whether it be this game or a game 5, you know, one of these men's journeys will end as Hostile with a spear. And does Hostile, yeah, it's over 4, it's over 4. Hostile can wait until Greedy makes movement, he does. That is completely legal. As is this. Nice neck breaker from Hostile, but, you know, as I said, I mean, this tournament very difficult. Greedy again with a ring escape. I believe is second, maybe third. I don't know, I thought it was, third, okay. Oh, wait a minute, Greedy, don't lose off that, bud. Baseball bat in hand, and Hostile missing. Greedy, no, didn't get him. But he does at least get the grapple, but, you know, again, it makes it so hard for you know, this stage of the tournament, because again, somebody is going to be gone. This is, each of these guys have played the same amount of matches in this tournament thus far. This is match number 8 for them. You can play a maximum of 16 games in the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament. I believe that was your third. Oh, 2, okay. Waste and Greedy going for leverage. It's the first pinfall attempt here, and Hostile quick to get out of that one. Hostile got pinned off leverage pin earlier in the series, and Greedy, that was a finisher reversal, I believe. But it is still able to let Greedy maintain some offense, and Greedy just doing what he can. That's all he's got to do here. Big knee to the head of Hostile. Game 4, Greedy, if he loses, his journey in this tournament, the furthest he has made it ever in this tournament, is over, and it could be right now. Hostile with the finisher. Is Hostile going to the finals? 1, 2. Greedy gets the shoulder up. It's a 1-0 finisher count for Hostile Exile. Hostile still with 2 finishers to roll off. And he got Greedy to, you knew. Hostile knew Greedy was about to gain that third reversal, played him possum, and it worked, but now Greedy sizing up the challenger. Looking for a finisher to the world champion. And, Hostile mid-move reversal, but it was a finisher reversal, and a finisher reversal for Greedy. And they're both out of reversals, but Greedy's going to have the offense. And fortunately for Hostile, he does not have finishers. But Greedy should at the very least get a signature out of this. He will, after rocking the world champion's head numerous times on the back. For Hostile, he does not have finishers. But Greedy should at the very least get a signature out of this. He will, after rocking the world champion's head numerous times on the back of that canvas. By the way, happy Memorial Day weekend. I did not do that yet. I probably should have. So for those that celebrate it, happy Memorial Day weekend. We celebrate it here with some good old wrestling. Hostile out of reversals again, and Greedy, who has yet to hit a finisher in this matchup, could potentially be on his way to doing so. Does he have the stamina for the signature? He does. He does not have the stamina for the finisher yet, though. He's waking up Hostile. Hostile's got to get his reversal back. He has it back. And he used it right away. Greedy got him. Hostile with a finisher, though. 2-0 finisher count for Hostile. Ropes being used. 1, 2, ref doesn't see the ropes, and Greedy still able to stay alive in this. And what a rocking super kick from Greedy, down 2-0 in the finisher count, uses some comeback, and he's got some sign language for the world champion as well. Remember, Greedy has beaten Hostile for the world championship. He now has a chance at BFG. Hostile has a chance to roll him up here. 1. Greedy quick to power out of that. And Greedy caught him. Bulldog. Hostile ran right into it. And now Greedy's signaling for the end, but he could be signaling it for himself. Another ground and pound. Greedy has certainly brought his A game to game number 4 here, looking to force a game number 5. The first time in BFG history that both semifinals would go to game 5 if this were the case. But Greedy is down in the finisher count, 2-0. Hostile with a finisher, quick to roll off. That's 3-0. Is the third the charm? 1, 2. Hostile is not through this yet. And keep in mind how this match started. Greedy had 4 reversals. Hostile had 1 in about the first 2 minutes of the match. Hostile still up, though. 3-0 finisher count. Look at where the reversals are now. Hostile about to gain his first reversal back. Greedy at about 4. And Greedy can wait for that 4th reversal because Hostile nowhere near a finisher. How many taunts? You used all of them. Greedy again. I was gonna say, but either way, Greedy now picking up Hostile Exile. Hostile again out of reversals. Hostile out of reversals, and Greedy could hit the first finisher for him in this match. He's down 3-0, make it 3-1, and this time this clothesline hit right on the button center of the ring. 1, 2, Hostile gets the shoulder up. Greedy hoping so much, but you can only hope so much. It is a 3-1 finisher count. It is a 2-1 series lead. It is game 4, with the series on the line for Greedy. A clinching game for Hostile Exile. Greedy with a couple of lefts, then some rights. Hostile with a left of his own. Backing up, running. He hasn't done it in a while, so that's okay. Stomp onto the head of Greedy. And Greedy again using that reversal right as I thought he was going to let himself get that 4th one back. Hostile again with a running grapple. Hostile's got to hold 2 after. Think about this, guys. Hostile's already used a leverage pin. He's used dirty pin. 3 finishers in that leverage pin. 4 total pin attempts on Greedy in this match. If you're Hostile, you have got to be thinking Greedy is close to 3. You are out. You have been out. You have been out. And now Greedy with a reversal. They're both down to 1 reversal. (3-1). I have them. Yep, 3-1. 3-1 finishers. Both men have made 2, Hostile has made 4 pinfall attempts. Greedy has made 2 because 3 finisher pinfall attempts and 1 leverage for Hostile. 1 finisher pinfall attempt and 1 leverage pin attempt for Greedy. Hostile was reversed. Greedy is out of reversals. And, Hostile reversed! Tombstone connects. And wait a minute, they're both out of reversals, guys. Finisher number 4 for Hostile. Is Greedy's tournament over? 1, 2, and Hostile is going on to the finals of the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament. Chicago's boy is coming home and going full circle. And for the third time in BFG history, the number 3 seed will move on. And for the second time in history, he will be the top seed. We cannot tell you to mark your calendars because we may not have the date yet, but we can tell you to remember who will be between for the first time ever in Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament history. It will be the finals, a best of 7, starting out at a tournament featuring 16 superstars. We are down to 2. The number 3 seed, Hostile Exile, going up against the number 9 seed, Aaron Phantom, in a best of 7 to determine this year's Battle for Glory All-Stars champion. It is a tournament final you will not want to miss. It has been a tournament worth remembering. So many surprises along the way, and a great, valiant effort from Greedy here. Hostile wins this series 3-1, and he now has 6 wins in this year's tournament. Aaron does as well. They both need 4 to get their 10th and the biggest win, which would clinch this year's tournament. Hostile Exile has competed in every Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament. We mentioned a perfect 5-0 in the preliminary round, and we mentioned one of the guys that comes to mind when you think of one of the greatest superstars in this league's history in general, let alone one that has competed in this tournament and not been able to get to the top. He is there, but he is not done yet. He is going to have to defeat Aaron, and I promise you that when we find the date, we will reveal it either right here first on the EIF Network or on our EIF Network Twitter account. So make sure you follow both of us here on Twitch as well as Twitter. Again, it's EIF Network for both. And if you missed any of the matches from this series, if you tuned in late, or any of the other series, head over to our YouTube page and subscribe to EIF Archive. That's EIF ARCHIVE. And for more information about EIF, although it is not up to date and we need to work on it, head over to leaguelineup.com/EIF Lives. We have the URL for you right here on our Twitch page. You can find out information about EIF superstars with bios, BFG history, and more, including how to become a member of Extreme International Fighting. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you Tuesday night with EIF Let's Play. And if you're a superstar in EIF, we will see you Tuesday beforehand for our next show, Superstardom. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hostile and Aaron in this year's BFG Finals. Good night, everyone.